Giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, by Shem Rakakadash, double honors to the elders of GMS, also salutations to all the Akim that is twisting his truth, and also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. And I think I'm gonna title this the God Complex of E, okay, or Esau. All right, we use E for short, but as you can see, as we get closer to the end, things just get worse. Uh, he's always, working on something evil. You know, it says, what's that? I think is the book of Psalms. It says they devise mischief. You know, or it says they work evil upon their beds. Let's grab that real quick. All right, the scripture speaks about the counsel of the wicked. All right, and that's who's ruling right now, the counsel of the wicked. So every situation or thing, that you see on the news, that's in politics, military, man, it's all conjured up by the wicked, man. It's some kind of plan behind it, some wicked device behind it. All right, it says Micah 2, and I'm just gonna read the first verse. Woe unto them that devise iniquity. All right. Another word for iniquity is another word for iniquity is sin. All right. And work evil upon their beds, and when the morning is light, they practice it, because it is in the power of their hands. Right. So Yahweh Bashian Shai gave this devil, this world, man. And he's just running in the dirt, and he's just experimenting with everything, Just like you see right here, it says scientists begin working to create artificial human DNA. You see, you want to make clones, you want to make DNA. He got fake water, fake clouds, or fake weather. This man is really out here trying to play Yahweh Bashim Shai, And fake and fake food, right? Most of the food we eat is probably not fucking real, But let's read this. It says a groundbreaking but highly controversial innovative is now underway as scientists have begun working on creating artificial human DNA from scratch, right? And you better, it's not just from scratch, Of course, they probably took like a piece of sperm and and did their witchcraft to it, Because to bring forth any kind of life, you do need some kind of life, man. That's not the way Yahweh Bashian Bashai made things, So this devil, man, he's fucking full of himself, man. And he has a God complex. Matter of fact, let's look that up real quick. God complex. He's so full of himself, man. And he probably have pulled off some clone shit, And I don't know. You just never know. You don't know. I don't know. A couple years ago, I was saying, they can't clone anybody, but at this point, you just don't fucking know. What's really going on, It says a God complex refers to an inflated sense of self-importance or unshakable belief in one's infallibility. Individuals with a God complex may overestimate their abilities to feel entitled to special treatment and struggle to accept criticism or mistakes, and that's a so-called white man, right? You know, they think they're really special. See, but they're special in wickedness. You know, another thing, what it says, and struggle to accept criticism. Right, you can't tell these devils about themselves. It says often display arrogance, a need for control. Hold on, now the scripture speaks about the arrogant. Let's put that in real quick. Hold on. Because for you to do this or try to come up with this, you have to be arrogant. You have to have pride. you know, where is that? I think this is Isaiah 13 and 11. It says, "I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease." See, and the Lord is going to do away with this kind of shit, man. All this artificial AI, chip, you know, all these devices of the wicked. Yahweh Bashim Shai is going to get rid of this kind of shit. You know, he gonna burn it all up, man. Once them nukes hit this place, man, that's it. You know, I think the scripture speaks about the expectations of the wicked. The Lord's gonna get rid of all that. I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Right, and that's what the Lord got to do, man. You gotta lay this devil low, man. You gotta flatten this devil. And anything that he's hoping to accomplish, you know. 1 second, hold on. How about Shem Rashai? Got to get rid of this man. Hold on. It might be. Yeah, no, it's Proverbs. I think it's one similar to this. It says, which this is a good one, Proverbs 10 and 28. The hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish, man. You see? So like I was saying, the Lord is he's gonna get rid of all this haughtiness, man, all this pride, you know. This devil, he gotta be removed. He gotta go down. Let's read it over again. It says, the hope of the righteous shall be gladness, but the expectation of the wicked shall perish. Let's read down a little bit. It says, the way of the Lord is his strength to the upright, but destruction shall be to the workers of iniquity. The righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit the earth. You see? So the Lord got to get rid of them, man. All right? Because this is his plan, This is his plan, man. Us living like in a damn video game. Some damn well. Let me see. I want to try to find the scripture. Man. Let me see. It might be Job 18. Hold on. So bear with me 1 second. But we it's like we living in a sci-fi movie, you know. This is some shit. No, I remember back in the day they had the Sci-Fi Channel, and all them crazy movies come on. But some of them things, well, a lot of those things that was put in the movies, man, is actually playing out in these last days. Let me see, is it the 19th chapter, 21st chapter? If not, I'll move on and read some more of this article. Let me try to put that in again. All right, so maybe I was mixing up a couple scriptures, but the one in Psalms was good. Okay, so let's move on. All right, no big deal. It says, underway as scientists have begun working on creating artificial human DNA from scratch. The Bold Project reported, it says, as reported by NDTV Science, aims to develop synthetic version of building blocks of life, raising both hopes of scientific, see, the word hope, and breakthroughs, alarm over the ethical boundaries of research. Scientific effort is being spearheaded by a global coalition of researchers with a shared goal to synthesize a fully functional version of a human genome in the lab. The project has been dubbed to be a possible sequel to the Human Genome Project. All right, I'm gonna have to look that up, but I don't want to know it. I look it up. What I got right here. That's what I do. Yeah, let's check that out. Whatever this means, right? Human Genome Project. Human Genome Project, a globally publicly funded effort to plan the sequence the entire human race. Launched in 1990, completed in 2003. They've been working on this a long time. It was a monumental scientific achievement that revolutionized biology and medicine. The AGP provided first comprehensive map, the human genome, revealing the sequence of 3 billion DNA base pairs to make up our genetic code. All right, it's not really saying nothing about cloning. Yeah, but even that's wicked, right? Getting everybody, DNA, so you can study it, and make clones. Let me see. The primary was to determine the sequence of the entire human. Let me see, man. Let me take off the word project. See what that means. All right. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong too. The human, but that's how we're gonna pronounce it right now. The human genome is a complete set of genetic instructions for humans encoded in the DNA and consists of 23 pair of chromosomes found in the cell's nucleus, along with a small amount of DNA in the mitochondria, and I'm probably pronouncing that wrong too. All right, the human genome contains approximately 3 billion base pairs. The Human Genome Project completed. All right, same thing. All right, so everybody's DNA, right? Now his thing, he probably wants to clone, and it goes back to what I said earlier too. He ain't just making some thing. He taking pieces of people DNA and he's trying to make his own version of it. All right. That way he can try to say he can create a human, or some bullshit like that. Cause you can't uh you can't create life by yourself. You can try to mimic the Most High. All right. But when you read the book of Sirach, it says nothing can be added or taken from him. So your shit'll just be a fucking carbon copy, you know, and worthless at that. You know, matter of fact, it'll just be a straight up abomination. I just say it like that. It'll be a fucking abomination. So if you happen to make clone, or I think they call them sleeves too, right? That chick gonna die in the fire in the thermonuclear missiles. You know, that shit is gonna die in the fucking missiles, man. Where's gonna melt that? That abomination you're trying to create. You know. So let's grab a scripture real quick. But that's oh man, that's where we're at in society right now. That's who's ruling of the earth, man. This damn devil, right? This is Sirach 33 and 8. It says, "By the knowledge of the Lord they were distinguished, and he had all the seasons and feasts. Some of them he made holy and hallowed them. It's like some of them he made high days and hallowed them. Some of them have he made ordinary days. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created from the earth," right? You see, so everybody is what created from earth. We all come from the earth, man. You know, not from no damn science lab. And in much knowledge the Lord have divided them and made their ways diverse, right? And just man in general, man. All right. Lord got, these heathens, and what he got the Israelites, man. And everyone is diverse, in their own way. Hell, Moab, hell, he got slanted eyes, you know. Jake can run fast. Jake can jump high. Jake the flavor. You're the wicked. You're good at being evil, right? And then on top of it, he gave us our own lands. Some of them have been blessed and exalted. Some of them he sanctified and set near unto himself. That's the Israelites. But some of them have he cursed and brought low and turned out their places. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it as his pleasure. You see, not according to your pleasure, but his pleasure. But see, you're trying to fashion things according to your pleasure. You're trying to have what I'm looking for. You're trying to have uh, 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 immortality, because all this stuff you doing, the chips, the robots, and all those different things, trying to mix man with a machine. It's all to what? Try to have immortality. You trying to be the most high, you know. As the clay is in the potter's hand to fashion it at his pleasure, so man is in the hand of him that made him, to render to them as he liketh him best. It says, good is set against evil, life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and they are two and two, one against another. Right, and I'm gonna stop right there. But the point is, man, the Lord made things His way. He said, "Look, let us make man in our image, not in your image." Which what this devil want to do? He want to make man in his image, with your image, right? It can't stand the sun. Your image creation hates. You know, your image is gonna be is gonna be destroyed in the fire. You know, bear with me. Look for this scripture real quick. Matter of fact, hold on, let me put this in. it's a scripture I was thinking of, but hey, it's all good. Can't find it. It's on the tip of my tongue. I think it goes, they should hate his image, or something like that. But anyways, it says successfully mapped the entirety of the human DNA more than 2 decades ago. So this is something he been, planning on, or planning. That's why he want to get rid of the humans that's already here. Because he figured, like, look, I can make my own goddamn race of people. But this time, instead of decoding DNA, scientists are attempting to construct it. You see? And this is not about creating a designer, baby, or cloning human, said one of the project leaders, according to the NTV. This is about understanding how life works at the most fundamental level, right? I just read it. I'll tell you how life works. The Most High created it, all right? It says, what's that? The book Isaiah. And I don't know if my that's not it. So bear with me. No, I know what I'll put in. So Salaki. Okay. Isaiah 10. I think it's another one similar to. All right, so I'm gonna read Isaiah 10 and 15. Should not the axe boast himself against him that heweth therewith, or shall Salaka, or shall the saw magnify himself against him that shaketh it? As is the rod shaketh himself against him that lifteth it? Or is the staff should lift itself as if it were no wood? Basically, those things needed a what? Needed a creator, man. All right, and that axe don't got any power unless what? The individual pick it up. Which I don't think that's the one I wanted, but god damn it. Hold on 1 second. Oh, that's why it's not doing. All right, I had in the wrong. Alright, I had it the wrong damn thing, man. And it wasn't finding the scriptures that I needed. God damn. I was wondering why I wasn't getting the scriptures I wanted. Alright, still can't find it. But anyways, man, let's go back to this article. It says the goal is to better The goal is to better understand gene functions, potentially lead to a significant medical advances such as disease resistant organs, improves gene therapy, even synthetic cells. Despite the project's scientific promise, many experts and ethicists are sounding an alarm, and critics argue attempting to create artificial human DNA treads dangerously close to playing God and can open the door to ethnically murky territory, right? And it's a scripture for that, man. Let's go to the book of Thessalonians. Or also, like it says in Psalms, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God, right? Second Thessalonians 2 and 4, it says, who opposeth and exalt. Matter of fact, let's read from 3. Let no man deceive you by any means. See, especially like by these miracles like this, because they're presented to you in a good way, you know. Well, now they got it. Well, hell, women don't even have to get pregnant. You can just take your DNA and your baby be birthed in this little container, damn thing. It ain't the proper name for it, but you know. So he's totally taken away the natural way of life, how things are supposed to be. People should be, mad about that kind of shit. This who opposes and exalteth himself above all that is called Yahweh or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. All right, or what? He want to be like the Most High. He's trying to replace the Most High. With his science, man. Like it says, he speak against the heavens. Let's grab that real quick. That'll probably be it. Oh boy. Oh, I don't think I never had this much this many problems trying to find the scriptures. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Revelations 13 and 6. It says, and he opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh, to blaspheme his name, his tabernacle, and them that dwell in heaven. Right? So what you reading right now, that's him speaking against the Most High, man. Read it over again. He opened his mouth in blasphemy against Yahweh. Right? For him to even fucking attempt this kind of shit, it's just straight up blasphemy, which is going to get this devil destroyed. But with that, I'm going to give all praise and glory to Yahweh by Shema Shai, by Shemar Kakadash, double honor to the Elsa GMS. Also salutations to all the Akim out there that's pushing this truth, and also shalom to the rest of the hopeful elect. Peace.